So, Anthony, how hard is it to get you to cry?
For the right movie, like Drop of a Hat.
Yeah, okay, same here, drop of a hat.
Yeah,
I could
okay.
be watching a kid's movie, and if it's sad,
Kids
or
show.
even if it's really happy, I'm crying.
Okay.
Yeah. So this got me thinking about actors in the films. I mean, they're supposed to be able to cry right on the spot. How do they do this? I mean, are they chopping onions right before the scene? Are they really feeling the emotion? Or do they have some crazy control over their tear ducts?
I guess I never really thought about it. I don't know.
I know, I don't know either. So we have some actors coming in, and they're gonna show us how they cry on command, and hopefully they can teach us how to do it.
Yay?
It is so nice to have you guys here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Could we start just by getting a quick introduction of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Dana Lee Hoffman. I'm an actor and a clown and a multidisciplinary artist here in Edmonton.
My name is Nadine Chu, and I work primarily as a theater artist here in Edmonton.
Okay, so you guys know why you're here, right? You're here to make us cry. What's the secret? Nadine, you're this incredible stage actor, and I'm really fascinated. When you have to go from zero to tears on stage, what's the process that you take yourself through to get there?
There's sort of this liminal space, I'm gonna call it a liminal space,
Okay.
where right before I step onto the stage, I'm just sort of thinking about the scene, thinking about what's happened before, thinking about sort of bringing all of the history of the character. I do a lot of Shakespeare. Recently, I played the nurse in Romeo and Juliet, which is a really famous scene that you all know, where the nurse comes in and she thinks that Juliet is just sleeping.
Right.
But then she discovers that Juliet is
Right.
I feel like I'm crying already.
How's that?
right, right?
Yeah,
You just drop that
so
in. You just
evocative.
drop that into you. And if you can just imagine, all of us, walking into a scenario with someone that you love, and you think that they are just asleep. You're singing to them. You're excited. The stakes are even higher because it's her wedding day. And then you pull back the cover on that, and you see that the most beloved thing in the world is no longer there. This is what we seek. This is what we're investigating. This is the story. This is the mirror that we're holding up to society. And then you have this cathartic thing that sort of happens, this huge release, all part of the story. And then the scene is done.
Yeah, how do you
wow.
release that? How do you then stop that emotion?
That's the thing.
And continue on with your work?
In that particular situation, the next scene is the funeral scene. So it's sort of like, again, you get back on the breath. There's a release. There is a getting back into center, but I still want some of that emotion to be tingling, to be bubbling, to be living with me as I enter into the mourning, the grief scene, where we're taking her body to the tomb.
I think a lot of people spend a lot of time very carefully controlling their emotions. And you can do it so much that it becomes automatic, that you'll have an emotion and the automatic impulse is to control it. And it sounds like a lot of what you're doing is learning to reverse that training and disinhibit yourself, like let those emotions out. How do I get these dials? What are some of the tools that you use to
Yeah.
turn it up and down inside
Well,
yourself?
super similar to Nadine, it's about putting yourself in a place of focus and, I don't know, being with yourself. But I think one of the most important things that I need to do is understand who I am as a person and what kind of things bring me to these emotional places. I do a lot of work with nurses in standardized patient work.
Right, I've heard about this, where you
Yeah.
have to go in and pretend to have a particular illness.
Yeah, or like you're doing something for a child that you have and a nurse needs to deliver bad news to you. So there's all these scenarios that are really difficult to go to as a person that you don't always want to.
Very heavy.
Yeah, exactly. And so I've developed a method of kind of getting myself to a place like that that doesn't require actually thinking too much about the actual action happening in this scenario. So I have a Pinterest board where it's filled with joy and images I love that I know bring me to tears. There's a particular poem that I know will always make me cry, or a YouTube video that will.
But that's really beautiful because you're saying that you're letting the love and the beauty inspire you to tears rather than the fear and the sadness and the misery.
Yes,
I
exactly.
could get on board with
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty good news to me.
Like, no scab every
Yes, that would be
Well,
exhausting.
Because when I found out we were going to be doing this, I was kind of excited, but I was kind of scared because I thought, like, well, the only way I'm going to be able to get myself to cry is to become overwhelmingly sad.
Yeah.
It's all about vulnerability, fragility, letting yourself be seen.
And I think a huge part of being able to get yourself to that emotional place is focus. And not everybody has that. There might be a bad day,
right.
you can't get yourself there, or there are real events that are happening to you in your life that you don't want to draw from,
Yeah.
which I don't recommend. It's not healthy to draw from like personal things that are occurring real time. Like there's a saying in theater school that if you need to draw from personal experience, leave it to a 7-year minimum. Like
That's so interesting. I would have assumed that that's exactly what everybody was doing. Like, it's basically like live therapy where you get to work out your problems on stage.
No.
But
If there is a particularly difficult scene that I have to live with for a really long time, I'll also do exit strategies sort of at the end of the night. I'll sort of talk to myself and I'll say, you are here, like this is you, this is
Wow.
now, this is this moment. Sometimes I'll just sort of rip something up of the script and just throw it away, just to help me kind of compartmentalize.
Yeah.
it almost sounds like almost like a kind of like dissociation where you're you and you're kind of aware you're you, but you're stepping into this different person when you're on stage. Is that what it feels like?
yeah, and I think some of that can come with you. So you do need to like strategize in these ways.
Right.
It's emotional baggage as well. And in the same way that you don't want it coming home with you, you don't want what you are bringing in to affect what that character is
Right.
experiencing.
Wow.
Are you guys comfortable if we ask you to cry on command?
Yeah.
You can try that?
Yeah, I'll try first. I guess I'll talk through my process because that will get me going. There's a certain scene in Futurama where there's a dog, and the dog is waiting at a pizza shop, and it's over the course of many years, but he continues to wait there for his owner to come home, and he doesn't know that his owner's been cryogenically frozen. And he waits, and he sits down every day, and he gets fed by the other people around him. And I guess that's how it works.
Okay. I didn't know at what point to stop you. Yes,
Bravo.
that was amazing to watch you.
I didn't think I could do it for a moment. I was like, it's not gonna work, but
But it's like you willed yourself, but I feel like I actively saw you go to a place and focus on that place. And then your face started to move, and then the movements kind of brought out these tears, and then you were crying.
yeah,
Like I could see that happening beneath the
Yeah.
surface.
you like really have to think about what you're thinking about almost.
As you were trying to do it, I decided, well, I'm going to try to give it a go too. I'll see if I can cry along with you, and because I know the story you were talking about, and it is like one of the saddest scenes in a cartoon that I've watched.
Yeah.
And I noticed that what happened in me as I was trying to cry is I would start to get to that place, and then I'd have this little moment where like I'm yay because I'm succeeding, I'm crying at it, and that takes me right out of the moment. And I'm wondering if that was happening for you. Like, were you getting pulled out of the moment and you have to keep bringing yourself back?
Well, I was thinking about that scene and I was like, oh, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen right now. So instead I thought about hugging my brother, like giving him a really big hug, like as a little boy, because we're very similar in age, and his birthday was the other day. And that just was beautiful enough
So you
to-
switched stories.
Yeah.
And then that new story was enough to make you feel those things.
Yeah, I feel something that I struggle with as an actor is after many, many times of using the same
Yeah.
prompt, you need to find new details that
Right.
like reignite that emotion in you.
Yeah.
I do love that you chose something that was evoking a feeling of love.
Yeah.
Rather than something that was devastating. And I couldn't tell as somebody watching
Yeah.
you
There was no difference.
what you were feeling. I felt very uncomfortable watching you cry and just staring at you like this.
It's a bit weird.
Sorry to put you on the spot. And sorry that we're going to do the same thing to you. Do you think that you can cry on command?
I'll try. Okay, here we
you.
go. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
I'm glad there's only two because I don't think I could have handled one more. That was sensational. But also, I'm feeling really guilty right now because it feels like a full body that felt like pain to me.
It hurts. It's deliciously difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bittersweet is the
It's
word that
deliciously
came to my
difficult.
mind.
It's the ecstasy and the agony.
Yeah.
I always thought that acting and having to learn how to cry on command could be hard on you emotionally, but what you guys are showing us is that there's actually some very tangible tricks that you can bring into your personal life that can benefit you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sarika, I think you know what time it is.
You're thinking what I'm thinking.
It's showtime.
Time
it's
to cry.
yeah. Turn on the waterworks.
Okay, but
How are you going to do it?
I mean, I am not a pro. I don't think that I could emulate you guys. I can't elicit that
that was
emotion
amazing.
on command like you guys. So is there any like hacks or there tricks that could make me cry right away?
Yes.
Oh, phew.
This-
I'm so relieved.
This is a menthol
What?
puffer.
Yeah. I was wondering
Okay.
what that was.
You can use that to put it in your eyes, like 1 or 2 puffs, and you should start watering from there. And then once you have them watering, just see where that takes you.
Okay, so one quick puff each eye. It's gonna like sting a little bit, gonna get me crying, and then I need to kind of get in the zone.
Yeah.
Here I go.
The more puffs, the better.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's all I got.
Beautiful. Awesome.
I mean, nothing actually came out, but I felt pretty sad.
Did you got into that space thing?
She
With
dropped it in. We watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that obvious from the outside?
Absolutely.
It was that pin
beautiful.
drop moment.
Yeah.
I would imagine there would be some moments where you were starting to feel the sadness that we were hoping to get to, but then, you get distracted by the surroundings. Was that happening for you?
Yeah. I mean, I am nowhere near what you guys
Yeah.
can do. So for me, I needed to kickstart it with something physical to push me into feeling something.
Right.
And then I also was aware that I didn't want to go too long. Like there's another part of me is like, the
Yeah,
clock
right.
is ticking. There's, people.
Right, that's what I mean.
And so I dipped in and I very quickly,
You're like, enough of that.
yeah. It's hard. It's hard, I gotta say.
It isn't something that I think you should be able to just, it's
Turn
something-
on.
Yeah, it's the healthy approach is you sort of see what happens. You're sort of curious. You're investigating. You're looking, and then
There's definitely something about being that vulnerable when many people are watching you be
Yeah,
vulnerable.
it's kinda scary.
That feels a bit
Yeah.
wrong, which I think is why I needed that little boost.
Because crying is private. It's a private thing, right? It's a private act.
So it does feel really counterintuitive, right? It's like the public versus the private are sort of in a tension with each other.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony, we gotta stop beating around the bush. It is your turn.
All right, gimme. Let's give it a go. Would it be cheating if I put on some music then? I listen to some music? Okay.
No, whatever
And
helps.
I want to try. I always play a song called To Build a Home. There's something about it. It's just kind of about people living their lives and they're hard, but they're beautiful, and it's like the end of life kind of thing, and it's, even though life's hard, it's kind of worth it. So my plan is basically I'm going to listen to this song, and I'm going to gas myself in the eyes a bunch of times in a row, and hopefully I'm going to get some tears.
See what happens.
Don't forget to breathe.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
See, it's way harder than you might think, right?
Yeah.
I think what's so clear is that it's a skill that you need to practice, right? You actually need to cultivate that over time.
That's right. And this has been like what we were doing today, me a little bit longer, of course, than Dana, but it's something that I've been practicing and cultivating for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And
I
but
think
that takes a lot of practice.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
think that idea that you have to be 100% present in not what's going on around you, these bright lights, everyone's staring at me, but what is going on in your brain. I think that is what takes a while to train.
Yes.
As soon as you name it, it'll shut down. And if you even identify that you're welling up, you're gonna like shut it all down again.
Oh, so once you're aware of what's
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah.
that can stop you?
You have to stay connected to what is bringing you there.
And that's where I was so impressed watching both of you. Is it's very clear to me that you've kind of wired those pathways in your brain that let you get there unencumbered, right? Without kind of diverting to that self-awareness. So
Yeah.
We got a lot to
off.
learn.
I know.
A lot to practice.
I know.
Don't give up on us.
practice makes perfect.
You were both amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And it takes courage to try.
To be
It's
vulnerable,
beautiful
yeah.
to
Thank
watch.
you.
Well, thank you guys so much, and thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, where's that puffer guy?
No,
I'm just smelling it. It smells really nice.
Anthony, you are going to win at this, and it is going to eat me up.
Cry so hard in your face.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, no.
I'm playing around.
Gosh, so funny.